Hi everyone, this is Gemini Juno, and I wanted to do a video looking at some of the control beings and interference regarding this upcoming reality shift that we're going through right now. It's yeah, an upcoming, it's like upcoming and we're going through it at the same time. Uh, yeah. Anyway, I wanted to do, if this is one of your first times watching my videos, I look at things psychically. I also would like to look at some current events and some other things psychically from a space, a neutral sixth chakra, center of my head space. We've been under a tremendous amount of psychic attack the last couple of weeks. We've been under a tremendous amount of psychic attack forever, probably, but the last couple of weeks it seems like it's amped up quite a bit. So I wanted to do a video looking at some of these control beings that that's going on. Oh, okay, weird. The first thing that came up was soul contracts. Family soul contracts. So there is a group of beings that are connected into family soul contracts. So before we're born, we have these contracts with families, our families, and it can go back lifetimes. Some of us are looking out of breaking out of these contracts. There are beings that oversee these contracts. It's kind of interesting. This is the first thing that comes up. So some of these beings that oversee these family contracts are not doing well. They're actually they're kind of dying. And there's other beings that are trying to take their place. So these beings that oversee the soul contracts are dying. But before you get excited, there are other beings that are darker, more malevolent type beings that are looking to replace these contracts, these overseers. So I'm going to ask archangels to see if they can help with this situation. I'm going to ask Supreme Being. So there are beings that are coming in to also that are not dark. They're not, I hate the term dark. They are more benevolent, I guess you would say. They are more of source energy, nature. They're very nature based. They are very higher vibration. So they are coming in as well, and so there's a bit of the darker energies are kind of ahead of them, but then they're coming in behind them. So the healing guides I work with We're going to see if we can move out these beings. Well, okay. And then the family contracts will be upgraded. So there's a whole shift going on right now with soul contracts being destroyed. It's almost like they're up for grabs. The overseers of these soul contracts, the ones I was looking at were family related, but we have all different types of soul contracts. And I don't know, maybe they handle other issues as well. For it was family stuff was coming up while I was looking at that. So anyway, the soul contracts are up for grabs right now, and there's kind of a little bit of a battle going on between these evil, malevolent forces and these more higher vibration, benevolent, much nicer, trying to not use the usual bullshit new age words. So, yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. So there is this kind of, it looks like, yeah. So, what was I going to say about that? The, okay, sorry, I had some energy coming in that was bothering me for a second there. I had to move it out. So there are these higher vibration beings that are wanting to take over these contracts. We're wanting out of these contracts. Most of us are wanting to, we are looking at the contracts getting rewritten. We might not get completely out of a soul contract, but they're up for renegotiation. There's like a changing of the guard. It's kind of what I was seeing with this Venus going retrograde and Mercury going direct on the same day as like a changing of the guard. And it's interesting because this is actually happening on the astral or these other dimensions with our soul contracts. Our soul contracts are getting moved. They're getting reformed, reestablished, rewritten. Some of them are getting torn up and destroyed. Some of them are getting blown up. Some of them are getting set on fire. Relationships will end abruptly from some of this because your contract is now void. So your soul contract's now void. And this will this can create sudden endings to relationships. New relationships, new contracts are being formed, however. So it's not like we're totally done. We're not totally done. It's not like we're totally going to be done with Earth School. We're just in this huge shift. We're in a huge shift, and there's a huge change, and we are opting out of certain agreements and contracts and reestablishing forming new ones. So let's move out. There's a lot of debris and crap and dust and stuff that's formed around these contracts. It's like they have dust on them. They have like an inch of dust. So we're gonna blow off the dust. This is like, it's like in the Akashic records. It's like in this cellar of the Akashic records, and it's all like, there's like skeletons and dust and cobwebs and all that. So they're moving this all out, cleaning it out. So some relationships that are starting to come in, that have started to form recently, are part of this new, they're part of this new, the new agreements. So if somebody's coming that's kind of new, you might have been like going through a weird phase, because it's like the old energy versus the new agreements that are forming. People are coming together to, especially energy workers, to do work together. But, we still have a lot of the old baggage that is getting cleared out right now. And we'll start to look at each other. We will have discernment, as far as, I'm not saying you have to love everyone and all that. We will continue creating discernment, as far as, there's still going to be some psychopaths and negative energies out there. I don't see like that going away completely, but we will be shifting into, for some of us and in some relationships, we will shift into less control and less codependence. I mean, codependence in the toxic sense. Needing to control other people and getting triggered, and the pettiness and all that stuff is falling away for some of us. And for some of us, it's falling away, and it's falling away within certain relationships more than others. Some people might still trigger that in us, but we will kind of come into contact with people that we can be with in a little bit less, in a newer, fresher way, without all the control and dustiness and pettiness and all that. So we are really shifting into a new energy and a new reality. I think that's probably all I'll cover in this video. I had no idea where I was going to go or what I was going to see when I sat down. That's kind of basically what I'm seeing is the changing of the guard, and kind of a bit of it's a little bit more than a changing of the guard. It's also these dark, lack of a better word, dark forces were coming in to basically try to interfere, not just interfere, but take over the our old contracts, which would be really, really bad, because our contracts were already really not going well. And then they would just turn it into, I'm not sure if they really had the whole agenda planned out or not. It almost seems like they're a bit psychopathic, where they don't really have it planned out super far in advance. They just want the control. They just want to take over and be evil. But then we had, these other, we're moving so their beings, moving them out and coming in, and they're going to oversee the new contracts and the old stuff. So I'm just kind of going over what what I saw. But anyway, I don't know if I really need to do that. But anyway, it's a good time to release. We're still releasing. We're releasing a lot, and the new soul contracts, the rewritten stories, the old stuff is being released, and the new, brighter, higher vibrational stuff is coming in. Contracts and agreements and all that. We're going to have less of it, though. We're going to have less contracts and less agreements, I'm seeing. But we will have a few that are higher vibration. It's going to become simplified and just simpler. Things will just be a bit simpler and higher vibration, and we'll be able to kind of go beyond some of our limitations, our previous limitations with relationships and how we function on this planet. If anyone's watching on another planet, I don't know what you're doing on that planet, but this planet is definitely going through some big shifts. So, anyway, yeah. Everyone have a good experience. I hope this was insightful for everyone. If you feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and bye for now.